Hello and welcome to the CU Alumni podcast. Before we listen to the conversation with our guest of the day, please, if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe on Apple, on Spotify, or Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Then, if you are on Clubhouse, please join the CU Alumni Hangout. It's still a work in progress, so please bear with us, but we are working on making the club more active. So now let's go and listen to the recording of our conversation with the guest of the day. Please enjoy. Hello, Vivian, and you're welcome to the CU Alumni podcast.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm very good. A little sleepy, but we move, sure.
Yeah, get some coffee.
Coffee, okay. You know, in Nigeria, we are not the coffee people. Everywhere hot.
Yeah.
You guys take coffee where you are?
Yes, it's my the best drug.
See? Okay. Why? Okay, to keep you ginger.
Yeah, keep you very sharp and alert. So.
Caffeine, is it not caffeine? Caffeine are the people, eh? Yeah, we will go drink powerhouse now. Caffeine is caffeine. Any but that hot drink, nah.
Yeah.
Not today's heat.
Yeah.
Okay, now. So let's do a small introduction now. Let the listener sabi who they are talking to, or who they are listening to, rather.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my name is Vivian Uzo, and I'm currently a software developer. Cool. I went to Covenant University where I studied computer science, class of 2018. Woohoo!
Nice.
So some things that I like to do in my spare time. I like taking walks. I also love traveling a lot, and I love meeting new people. So yeah, that's me.
Are you single?
Oh God, I'd like to skip that question.
Okay, mysterious. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. Mm-hmm. Well, where are you based now? Where are you based?
So I'm currently based in London.
Okay, all right. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Hoping to come back to Nigeria in the future.
Hoping to what? Come
back to Lagos, like move back to Lagos in the future.
Why? Where am I Makagine? What did they find?
Well, because Lagos needs me. So I believe. So.
Okay. We can use your software online now. We don't need you to come. Code from far. Be cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abina.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what we'll start with is, if you want you to give us a peek into the kind of person you were when you were in school, from 100 level to 400 level. You know, you're not the same person when you came.
Yeah, definitely.
So you take us from 100 level to 200 level, 300 level, and in between you give us some key stories that you can remember, however good or bad or scary. So, yeah, hit me.
Sure. So when I joined Covenant University in 100 level, I hated it, to be very honest. I didn't want to be in Covenant University. Because of the horror stories I had heard about the university, and also I was scared that, I wouldn't last. I heard it. So my sister actually went to Covenant University and graduated in 2008. I remember when I was really young, she would come back, and keep lamenting about the way students are being treated, about how the rules are so stringent. It was last on my mind, to be very honest. But I decided to go there because I wouldn't say my mom threatened me, but she told me, the way she framed, the fact that being in Covenant University will help me fulfill my dreams, and framed the conversation, because at the time we're having this conversation about what university that I wanted to attend in Nigeria.
Yeah.
She said, if you don't go to Covenant University, there are not many quality universities around in Nigeria, so this is my best bet. This is my best option. So yeah, I tried to take the leap and come. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I totally agree on that one. But yeah, I joined Covenant University. I came, I think my first day. I resumed 3 weeks after the starting day because I really didn't want to be there. So I came in a very angry child. I came in angry. I was angry with everyone around me. I didn't make friends in my department because I was pissed off. So because I didn't want to be in Covenant University, I wasn't in 100 level first semester, to be precise. I wasn't really serious about coursework. I mean, I did read sometimes, but majority of the time I was just always chilling. And I was also just always about, going out, meeting guys, dressing well, all of these very superficial ambitions that you have when you get into the school. And because because of the way the school is structured, everything feels like an advanced secondary school. So it still felt like high school where you wanted to be, out there, you wanted to look good, fashion was your major priority. Yeah, so that was me in 100 level first semester. I think I moved on when I saw my first.
What held you back from? It's very easy to expel yourself. Why didn't you just expel yourself? Since
I think I've just naturally been a good girl. I've just never been rebellious, even from my dad's house, and that's why my dad's fave, also I believe. so I've never really been a rebellious child. I've just always been very compliant, doing what people tell me to do, even still having a mind of my own. But then when it comes to structured environments, like following the rules of the system, that's how I was trained. So it was really hard for me to really break rules. And also looking at my parents, I didn't want to disappoint my parents. I had never disappointed my parents. So I just said, I wouldn't, this is not the time to do it. But anyway, first semester, I finished. I was everywhere. I was not very serious. I wasn't very focused because I didn't want to be in CU. And then my result came out. It wasn't bad actually. It was a 2-1. It was actually a very high 2-1 with all my own seriousness. So, but then my mom told me, you were very intelligent in high school, junior high school specific. So, but you can do better than this. She was just gingering me. So the next time I went, when that was the second semester, semester, I went back and I was so serious. I was very serious. I was so serious to the point where I really didn't pay attention to my looks because I was like, let me try to see if I can get this first class. The way people talk about, let me just get it and give it to them so they'll leave me alone. So eventually, second semester of first year. So that I got my first class. That was done, and so and also first year was kind of I became a lover girl. I had a boyfriend. He was in 500 level then. So in 100 level, Azubike caught me and my boyfriend holding hands and took us to MSS. I took us to MSS. They kept scaring me, saying that he would lead me and go for NYSC and he would make me useless, scaring me, using all these scare tactics, and I was crying.
Wait, is it Azu or
It wasn't Azu. Azu just picked us up and sent us to MSS. But I don't even know who they are. I can barely remember who they are. Those people, they like to feel so important. So I didn't even look at anybody's face. But anyways, they're just using all the scare tactics, and I was crying before I left my hostel, and I broke up with my boyfriend because I didn't want to get into trouble. But anyways, so it's not my fault. I was scared.
I understand now.
The second semester, 200 level came. I was still trying to be very serious. So funny actually, me and that guy, we reunited in 200 level. And in 200 level, I think that period was quite rough for me because I had many courses I was trying to do. I think we're 200. It's actually 200 and 300 level. Terrible years. But so around that time, people were talking about internships, jobs, skill development. So I got really interested.
200 level.
Yes. I actually, funny enough, I tried internships in 100 level, but I passed the test, but I didn't get the internships because I had already wasted so much time. But 200 level, there are better internship opportunities, international ones actually. And so for my entire 200 level, that's what I channeled energy. I channeled my energy towards trying to get an internship as well as trying to, work on my education as well.
Okay.
Yeah, 200 level was quite boring year, but 200 level is the year that I started stabbing Sunday service a lot. Like I was literally, because in 200 level Omega semester, in second semester of 200 level,
the same WhatsApp group.
Yeah, because 200 level second semester, I was in Mary Hall on the 4th floor, 400th floor, something on the C wing. So we're kind of in the middle. We're hidden in the middle and on the highest floor. So we're almost unseen. I and my very good friend, her name is Nancy, but our rooms were adjacent to each other. So I would always spend Sunday mornings in her room. And because we're always going for first service, so first service, the perfect time to stab. You can't wake up like 6
I hate first service.
Yeah, exactly. So so 200 of you, I became a bad girl basically when it comes to breaking rules. Yeah, so that was just my 200 was quite boring. To be honest, nothing fantastic happened. Then 300 level was the most challenging period of my life because I had up to 13 courses I was doing. Most of them were very difficult, and I had an internship opportunity that I was actively getting recruited for. So I actually had 2 companies I was applying to at the same time, and they were all international. I was combining them with my studies. So it was brutal. It was really brutal. And in that year, in 300 first semester, my CGPA really, really dropped. It dropped to 2.1 to show you how much I failed. I failed so woefully. I got like 3 Ds, I think, because I wasn't even concentrating on school. I just needed to get a job.
Hang it there. You said you failed.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to hear F.
No, I never got an F.
Almost levels. Hey, I did that.
I got 3 Ds, 3 Ds in some very critical courses, 3 unique courses, and it was terrible. It's like I couldn't do well in them. I just didn't want to focus on them for the time being because I had something else I was trying to achieve. Yeah, exactly. So that year passed. I didn't tell my parents that I was on a 2.1. It was a very high 2.1. So getting back to the first class was
how would the parents? They don't send results. I thought they used to send that.
No, but obviously my dad would ask, or my mom. Okay, specifically my mom, because my dad was wasn't really bothered about. He just trusted me to have everything in control. So it was my mom that would, usually inquire. I don't know if she's trying to brag to other people. I'm not sure what her intentions were. But my dad just didn't. He wasn't just that involved like that. So I didn't tell anybody. Next year I went on IT. I knew I was going to get a 5 point IT just to cover up my 2.1. So then that happened, and I eventually got the internship abroad. So it was like a win-win for me, right? I didn't have to carry over, and I got an internship opportunity. So then that was 300 level. IT was fantastic. I didn't want to come back to see you. It was amazing. I didn't go clubbing or anything because I lived in my father's house. But I was very going to work, just doing something normal people would do was exciting. It's this startup called Intelia. It was in Lekki Phase 1, and my house was just after Freedom Way. It was in Ikate. It was in close to Elegushi Beach. So literally, I could literally walk to the office if I wanted to. So it was so close to where I lived. So IT was really chilled for me. When I was hearing people's horror stories about how they had to jump buses and go do this, do that. So I was like, sorry, I can't relate. I can't relate.
Plan yourself well. You suffer
exactly. Yeah, my IT was very. I got paid very well. It was so chilled. It was so chilled. Anyways, after IT 400 level, it was all about, okay, this is game time. Finish this up. This is the last lap. You just giving everything.
Let's get the fuck out.
Exactly. And this time I was the most obedient. I went for chop. I was still stabbing, Sunday services, but I went for chop sometimes. I did everything that I was supposed to do. I attended classes. Usually, previously, I was a professional stabber. I would stab classes and tell people to sign for me, which was ironic because I was a class rep. Exactly. Because that's the thing. It was just so, I got away with many things in CU, really. I would stab lectures and...
so your assistants were covering for you?
Exactly. So I just had like one attendance issue with one course like that, but I would start lectures, but I'll still pass. Anyways, yeah, so 400 level was all about, I attended class, I was very regular because I had to finish it up, I had to seal it, and I had a job already, so I didn't really have anything to worry about. 400 was just final year projects. I just forgot. I didn't care about socializing. I hardly came out. I was working on my final year project, trying to fill
No
everything
time.
and come out with that first class. So yeah, that was literally just sums up my life in CU.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Chill life, chill, yeah, chill. You mentioned something about this. You brought up this chop. What is the history behind chop? Because I remember when I was still there, I finished 2011. There was no thing like chop. The worst that always happen is spiritual week of emphasis. Do you know
Wow.
when did that chop start, If
To be honest with you, I don't know
you
how
met it
that
there?
came about. I know I was no, I think it started after I joined. I think it started when I was in 200 or 100 level. I actually don't know what the origin of CHOP is. I don't know why. I can from a spiritual standpoint, I understand its benefits, right? Waking up in the morning to proclaim what you want to see during the day, command things to work for you, that kind of thing. But it was really difficult. And it was annoying that they made it compulsory. Like, how do you expect me
It's
to
a
wake up
trap.
by
They set it as
5?
a trap. It's a guardian trap.
5 a.m. No, it was ridiculous. It didn't make sense. But anyways, if they had made the optional, it would make more sense, right? So for people who really need
They
to
know
wake up
people
at
will
that
not
time,
come. They know. It's true
it's
now. Just like
honestly,
public lecture was not compulsory back in my time, and
yeah,
just before guys they started making it compulsory because they know it's boring as fuck, man. Nobody gives a damn.
yeah. Boring public lectures were actually boring. But anyways, yeah. So I don't honestly. I wish I could tell you how CHOP started, but I really can't recollect.
Because now, wait, how many services now from when you were in school? There's okay now. Let's look at it. Is it Tuesday and Wednesday? I'll be Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah. For higher levels, as per secondary school now, for higher levels, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
300
Then
to 600.
yeah.
Then
Then
I
for
think
lower
I now
levels,
heard
I think.
I now heard that there's one on Saturday or something like a fellowship. Or is it Wednesday or in the evening?
I think yeah, FFF. I think the one where you have on the
What do you
floor.
call it?
FFF.
Triple S.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
I honestly I can't remember, but it's something you have on your floor fellowship or something, and you have
That's like
someone has.
self-fellowship now. Or is it
Yeah,
different?
exactly. That's Wednesday, unless I'm getting it wrong, because I really barely. My memory from C is
And it's
almost
when on
gone.
Saturdays in the evening. Or
Oh,
when?
on Saturday. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is that?
I remember one time I came for a wedding
Yeah, it
in
was actually
Covenant.
Saturday.
I remember I
Yeah.
came there, all the students they have entered their hostels. I wonder when that's everything they happen.
Yes, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. You're right. It's Saturday.
That SSS on Saturday.
Yeah. And
Why
I
did they
barely
do
went
it?
for
They are
FFF.
spoiling people's parole now.
I
Not true
barely went
now.
for FFF, honestly. I can't even, I don't even know if I ever attended. I know I was in my room one time, FFF was holding, and this whole rep came to call me from my room, and I thought then I was new, so I was like, okay. She was like, oh, I should come out for FFF. I'm like, okay, I'm not coming because I don't want to attend it. So she was whole rep, and she was confused why I was responding in that way, in that tone. Because I was wondering in my mind, I'm like, why is my mate telling me to come out for FFF? And so I was like, oh no, I'm not coming. And she was like, she wants to see me in the next two minutes. I stayed there. I'm like, okay, we'll battle it out today. Tell me what you come and carry me from my room, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think she eventually gave up because it was later when I found out she was actually horrible. I was like, oh, so that's why she had that audacity to come and tell me to leave my room within this time period.
Prefect.
But yeah,
House prefect.
actually prefect
Say
prefect
horror.
vibe.
House prefect.
It's so sad, honestly. Covenant was really sad.
That's the dark side of Covenant now. We'll come back to that, but let's talk about things that you learned as a result of going to CU. Because we know we all learned different things. So what are things you learned that by the way, if you didn't go to CU now, you wouldn't have known it, or you'd have learned about it late?
To be honest, I do you know I was thinking about it earlier today. I was scrambling my brain to think about what CU has prepared me for in real life. I can't think of anything because everything I was before coming to CU, I am, right? So I was, like I said, I'm not a rebellious child. I don't know how to be stubborn. I don't know how to jump fence and sneak out for parties. I never even went clubbing. My curfew was 7 p.m. So I already had that kind of upbringing. So actually
Okay.
attending CU was not that much, wasn't that different. The only difference was that people were disrespectful, like staff, for example. But the
Mm-hmm.
same way I was before CU, I haven't had more freedom right now because I live alone. So, but I'm honestly, well, except the spiritual aspect where I think with that part, CU, I would give I'll give them the credit for that with the spiritual aspect because I did feel that I improved spiritually while when I left CU, right? But apart from that, honestly, I can't think of anything else.
Now, okay, let's focus on that spiritual part.
Yeah.
How was your spiritual life? When did that when did you have that point of encounter? How did they call that in there? What
Oh,
made
like,
there's always that
oh
particular
yeah,
day,
yeah.
then
There's
you
this
start taking
encounter
it
that you
serious.
have. Yes, exactly. So it was a time that I and my friend were walking to LT. So two encounters I had. It was at the time I and my friend were walking to LT, and it was going to rain heavily. I was carrying my laptop in my hand, and I didn't have it. It didn't have a case. I didn't bring out the case
Okay.
with it. So we're walking, and I think we're really concerned about getting wet, about getting our devices damaged. So we did pray. We said, God, please let this rain wait till we get to LT. Do you know that as we were walking, the clouds began to fade away? And guess what? The clouds were moving towards LT. Anytime I tell people this story, people don't believe me. And literally, that was my first encounter with, like, the power of prayer. So
Wow.
the clouds kept on moving to LT, and as we got closer to LT, clouds were getting stronger, and the wind was blowing even more aggressively. So once we entered LT, rain fell heavily, and we're like, "Wow, this cannot be a coincidence! Like it is so. This was such a miraculous encounter." And another time where so I grew up in my mom is Pentecostal, my dad is Catholic.
Okay.
So in my mom's Pentecostal church, we tried to get baptized by the Holy Spirit one time, but it didn't work. So I felt stupid for even trying because like I thought I was like, oh, why is this thing not working? But when I got into CU and I attended one of the sessions, it was so effortless. Like I felt the spirit come inside of me, and then I just started speaking in tongues. So for the spiritual aspect, trust me, like I would really give it to see when it comes to spirituality. Their A game is perfect, like when in that regard, honestly. So yeah.
Wow. The anointing not reach us, sha. I don't know what you
Oh my
blow come my
god.
side.
Did you try to accept it with open arms? That's
When are the
another question.
when is the psychology now? When
Mm,
your studentship is under threat every time you're in chapel.
yeah,
I'm always on the edge when I'm in the chapel. So well,
fair enough.
if always be the waka pass, no go no.
Mm,
Abina.
yeah, I totally get you.
All right now. Nice
So yeah,
one. Now we are
sure.
going into the hammer part. The hypocrisy and the hypocrites.
Yeah,
There's a lot of bullshit that goes on.
a lot,
So
a lot.
so can you give us some bullshit encounters you had?
I had many, but I'll just try and
Hit
summarize
don't
everything.
summarize. Give us give us detailed Hollywood breakdown. We are here for you. So hit us. Number one. Give us one. Maybe
Okay,
give us
so
like
there was,
four.
yeah, so there
Oh
was
yeah.
one time that so something happened in our hall. I think that was when I was in media hall,
All right.
and I think with the uncouth staff that CU is known for, the porters that don't know how to speak to people. They're very
Very
rude,
rude
very
and
uncouth set of
condescending.
people. So this lady, she's one skinny lady like that. That was the porter for Lydia Hall. I think she disrespected one of the visitors, and the visitor slapped her, give her a resounding slap. Oh God! I heard something was happening. I quickly rushed to get my camera. So
Ah,
I'm short sighted, so I can't see things from afar. So I have this
okay.
camera that had like 21 times zoom power. So I actually zoomed in to see, what was happening, who slapped who did they fight, that kind of thing. Because see, it was boring, so I was always looking for this. So I think somebody asked someone asked someone for my name because they saw me. I think one of those lame student council members saw me using my camera, thought that I tried to video the event, what
Yeah.
happened. So the person asked someone, and then they wrote my name down. That night, the same porter that they slapped came to my room to harass me, to say, bring your tab, this, that, this. So that time my tab had crashed. Like it was completely cracked. She sees my tab and she's my camera.
Oh.
So we went down. We had to write statements, fill offense form, the
Yeah.
bullshit that they always do. So I
Uh-huh.
kept on shouting at her. If there's anything that they had to expel me for, is the fact that I knew my rights. So you could not even bully me, right? Especially when I know that I'm innocent. So I was shouting at her. I told her, you better give me this. If you don't give me, I was literally threatening her. And she was like that. She was threatening me with another offense, like
It's
insubordination. I
a
didn't
default
care.
setting. Huh?
I didn't care at all. And then, so what she did apparently was to take my, because my tab screen was cracked, so you couldn't actually see the screen. You couldn't read what was on it. She took my SD card. Imagine the kind of level of intrusion. So she took my SD card, put it into another device, and inspected my files. Like I said, I'm not I was just a very normal kid. I didn't do like extraordinary things like
Looking
fake
for
news or anything like that. So she was looking for something to implicate me, and she did not find anything. So she now wrote on my statement that I purposely crashed my tab so that I will not catch anything incriminating.
What nonsense.
It was so stupid. So they actually submitted my camera to Azubike. And Azubike was telling me that he was disappointed in me. That was not even my business. I just wanted my camera back. But it was
what's it cost down?
I don't, because no, he was in my department, so like I knew him and I was course rep, so he was just saying how he was disappointed in me. So that was the list of my worries. I just wanted to get my camera back and all. But I eventually got my stuff back, but they didn't find anything incriminating, so that's why I didn't get into trouble. If they did, I would have been, because of the way I was shouting, she wouldn't even have mercy on me. Like she would literally mess me up.
Straight up, man.
So I knew that I was clean. I'm like, you have nothing on me, so you better drop my stuff, that kind of thing. But I think my roommate at the time, they caught something because they fished both of us out. She was also there present. So someone also wrote her name down. So they found something in her tab or so, her device, and she was literally begging. And I even followed her to beg the woman on behalf of my roommate. So yeah, it was a very, very funny time.
You could feel like God. Yeah,
that's the thing. It almost seems like that's the only thing that gives them a sense of relevance, because they attach their worth to self-esteem to the fact that they can comment students.
I don't.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not my fault that I'm able to afford school fees. You shouldn't put your anger on me. Like, don't pass your aggression on me. And they don't understand that the more aggressive you are, the more people hate you. I think it's just standard African behavior of trying to act scary so people will respect you. But sorry, that's not how it works, especially in this generation. But yeah. Yeah, very crazy stuff, really. Very, very crazy stuff.
Now, give us another one now. Yeah, go to...
I think one last one I'll just talk about was when this... so it was... we had this... what's it called? I think it was... can't remember what the program was. I think Papa was going to come for the program, but I think most of us were late. So they locked us in, and so they eventually opened the door. And that was when this Victoria woman, in the hostel, this Victoria woman, I don't know if you know heard of any notorious Victoria.
She's a legend now. She was a student now.
Exactly. So she told the annoying hall rep, her name was Sonia. Yes, I'm calling her name on this live. This
Ada Sonia, Abi?
No, not Ada Sonia. Ada Sonia was a lecturer.
Okay,
Sonia, her name is Sonia. She was in EIE. I don't care. I'm going to call your name on this podcast. But anyway, Sonia told me and a number of people. So we wrote our names down. So that day, we were meant to sign our roll call. So they didn't let us sign roll call because they gave us a punishment to write Psalm 119. I think I was going to do that.
Okay. Our time was Luke, the whole book of Luke. Okay.
Can you imagine? So we had to get full scrap sheets to write down Psalm 119. I told her, I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to sign this roll call. That's your business. If they come to carry me, I'm like, I was in the hostel. Like, I have proof for it, but I'm not going to sign this roll call because this is ridiculous. I have coursework to do. You're telling me to write Psalm 119. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, she didn't let me sign, and she was being very mean. And I told her, see, this Covenant University is just 4 years old. Your course is 5 years. Fine. After we're going to leave this school, you're not going to have, forgive me for a lack of better word, you're not going to have bullshit on me like when we leave this school. So enjoy your time now. Don't worry, it's fine. Have your fun. But just know that there's life after the school. So you just think about your decisions. Anyway, she eventually made me sign roll call. I don't know if that scared her. I don't care. But yeah, that was what happened. So yeah, that honestly, like many more things happened, and I can't believe that they had to make us go through these things. This is not character building. This is just going to right now. I think I have PTSD even from Covenant University. If I go back there, I would. If anyone tries to mess with me, I would
With
really
plenty.
pour out the 4 years of aggression on that person. So it's not. It's just it's just building, harvesting trauma in many people. It's not fair, honestly. Making your peers talk to you, command you, like who does that? It doesn't happen anywhere in life. So that's why I said that things that happen in Covenant don't happen in real life.
That's the crazy part. Everybody just come with this. They want to be your guy. There's this. You see your classmates because he has become student council. Hey,
Yes.
hello.
Crazy.
Till today, when someone is saying hello, I always look at it like reflex. Almost 10 years now, and that's still hello.
I used to say hello, yes. I want to say hello. You have to just skip.
Like what? The PTSD, and even sometimes when I hear Papa's voice, they say, especially during I watched one video, that video of that Bible. If you're not
Oh my
Bible,
God! Do you know I
stand up
was
now.
there? Do you know I was? Do you know I was literally in that hall in the church? I was there when he was saying, "Bring out your Bibles." I was,
Did
and
you
I
have
didn't have a
Bible?
Bible. I
You
didn't. I
get
was
mine
really in
though.
tears. And guess what? I was in final year then. So you can
Ah.
imagine I was on the edge. I was literally so terrified. I think I had to borrow Bible. Yeah, I borrowed someone's Bible from the audience because it was specifically it was referring to students. I borrowed
Yes.
someone's Bible, and I was like, God,
But
there's
those are
so
the
many things
things.
that happen that don't make sense. If I went to church with my Bible without my Bible, God will strike it like call the instruct the thunder to fire me. So there's so many things that were so exaggerated and blown out of proportion in Covenant University. Oh my God. And when I just think about them and think about how much it felt like a death sentence when Papa said, bring out your Bible, I didn't have one. It's just so funny how things change.
That voice.
Oh Lord.
When I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit. Because the first time he did that thing was 2008. It was
Yeah.
during a spiritual week of emphasis. And me, I had a Bible. And the reason why I had it was to keep seat so that when we go for a break, I will still keep my seat. If not, I know I won't have brought my Bible because the Bible was just on the seat there. So that day, see boys, they tear Bible. I say, Bible na textbook.
It's desperation. You can't blame them.
Yes, now. And when I look at like, you see how you have taught us to disrespect the Bible without giving a damn.
Exactly.
So that's
And
why
I think one iconic event was the time where they shaved the middle of people. The guys they
were you
shaved
still in
their
school
hair.
then?
I was in school. I was out, so I went. I think I was at home when it happened. But when I came back, I saw people with fresh bald heads.
Fuck it.
Oh my God, I was literally in tears. I was laughing at every single place I went to. In class, I saw my my peers with fresh bald heads. It was too hilarious. I mean, I was pissed off that happened in the first place. Who does that, dude?
One clipper. There was
who
one
does
clipper
that?
they used for how many hundreds of guys? One
It's not
clipper.
one clipper is bad, but how dare you shave people's heads?
It's infantilization now. They need to.
How dare you?
That's always the problem when you have beards like
Oh
this.
my
They
God.
say shave your beard. If your hair is growing a little high, cut your hair. It is just infantilization tactics to just feel their superior on each other one way or the other. It is constant infantilization.
Honestly, I think Covenant University either needs to revamp the management, or they need to re-strategize on the way the system is. Yeah, they need to do something about it because it does not. Trust me, it does. That incident alone, like it just shows you how most of the things that they do are pointless. How
If
they don't
not for
really
the internet,
make any
we'll never hear of
positive
it.
impact. Exactly, we'll never hear of it. And see how we've been ridiculed because of it. Even here, as I am in London, when I meet people who studied here in London, so they're always like, "Oh, I've heard about Covenant University." You see, it's so bad that people don't even know your school for the kinds of okay, fine, because more Covenant university students are leaving Nigeria, going out, making waves. But the fact that the only thing that your school stands for to most people is the strict rules. Like, how is that making any impact in in the world, in anybody's life. It's like when you call people from Imperial College or Harvard University, they sound, or they give this, communicate this message of, academia, excellence, everything. Doing. Exactly. And when you call Covenant University, it's like, oh, I heard this school is this school is that. It's not the right message you want to communicate. Yeah. It's not. So I think they need to change their approach, really. They need to restructure the system that they have. I don't think it's doing them any good.
It's a very deep. Even I've spoken with some alumni that are working there. They are not smiling.
Yeah, most people I've spoken to, they have one traumatic experience or the other, and people that you would expect, the spiritual ones also have traumatic experiences. It's messed up, really.
The rules are too much that even those who like the rules,
pointless rules,
are tired.
And I back in the day, you have people that would advocate for those kinds of rules or would support or stand by the school system, and that was just the hypocrisy of many people. You're not surviving with these rules. Why are you trying so hard? You're just suffering and smiling. You know that it's not good for your mental well-being. You're still trying to suppress that reality, and
I don't know.
You're just acting like, nah. People are hilarious, really.
Like student council now. What a student council is supposed to do is let the school management understand what the students are going through.
Yeah.
But the irony of it all is that they are the sword that the school usually used to slash us. Mm-hmm. They find out things that the school doesn't find, and they snitch on us.
Yeah, I didn't even know how that, the student council system worked. And I wondered why people would kill to get into that.
I don't know. Some people aggravate to power, and they add it to their CV. So they were student council chairman.
It doesn't add anything, honestly. It doesn't.
You should give that leadership. So they have leadership skills now.
Oh, please.
You don't know. It's not packaging now. You don't know. It's packaging.
Well, it's not in my position to say. They're the ones that were in the council, so they know how it's impacted in their lives. So I was never in student council, so I can't really say if it was beneficial or not. But yeah, good luck to them. But I didn't see myself there at all. It wasn't for me. It was the kind of slightly rebellious attitude I had in Covenant University. I wouldn't be able to blend. I wouldn't be able to blend in.
Because if you are student council now, you have to be showing up.
Yes, you have to be showing up for all because it's a pain. They have to go for every spiritual session. Come on, yes, I'm Christian, but I'm tired. I'm human as well. You can't keep getting the same thing every single time. You need to live. So they had very rigid lives. You had to be at the office or you had to be in church. Nah, I couldn't be bothered living such a life, honestly. I mean, like I said, I can't speak for them. They were in student council, so they probably enjoyed what they did. But me, I think that was such a rigid lifestyle.
Well, some of them, they say they might have had some freedom. Who knows? They had their room.
Yeah, just ensuite room for what? For 4 years. I can do without it. My room at home is ensuite.
You did without it now.
Exactly. That's what you're gunning for. Less time with your studies now. I'm sorry. I'll take my shared room. Thank you.
See you, Mata. Maybe.
Yeah.
Then I forgot. Your 100 level, your boyfriend that you broke up with. So how are you guys? What happened? How did things? Did you explain to him?
Well, we're best friends now.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah. So we're quite very good friends, and that's how.
When you told him what, how did he take it?
He was sad, obviously. He asked his friends to, beg me. That's a separate conversation. But yeah, it was a very sad ending. And I think we departed on amicable terms. And we're very close now. Very, very close now.
That's good to know.
But I wouldn't have been able to sustain a relationship throughout my 4 years and see. And after my relationship, with him, that was the end obviously he graduated, and I couldn't see any other person because I was scared that something will happen. They will catch me somewhere. So I spent the remaining 3 years.
Can you imagine? Can you see now?
Can you imagine? Actually,
it's fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, it paid off for me because I know I would have gotten into trouble one way or the other if
we don't know. What if? We don't know. Life. We don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it is what it is. We move.
No, I heard that if you had to be, recognized as a couple in CU, then you have to sign something that you're going to get married.
Yeah?
Is that a rumor? I heard that was a thing back in the day.
Yeah? It's possible, but I'm not sure.
Ignore me then.
You know where we came from now. It's possible.
Yeah.
There's a place for that place.
Yes, it's true. The unthinkable things happen.
It's possible. Register. No.
Yeah, it could have been a rumor, but anyways, yeah.
What if you now break up and you start explaining to them that's high level of intrusion. I don't know.
It's high level of intrusion.
They can do it, but I don't know if it's true. I've not heard of it. This is the first time. So it's a rumor, but there's a possibility it may have happened, or it was started, it did not work, or as that place is. But anyway,
yeah.
See you there, Chris. We'll watch.
Yeah.
So where can we find you? Where can we find you online?
I think Instagram would be the most Instagram would be the best place to find me.
That's where you're most active.
I'm an avid Instagram user. So
one or two pictures now. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're the type that posts twice a year.
No. Well, not. I post like 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah.
It's decently frequent.
Okay. Okay. So we'll put the link, or you don't want us to find you, or you want to stay low-key.
Where am I hiding from? I have my certificate, so no one can tell me anything.
Oh, who's talking? We're talking about alumni. And alumni won't find you. No be ethical science.
Yeah, I'm accessible. My profile is even public, to be honest.
Oh yeah, what's your handle?
It's quite long though. It's forevervivian.co.
Okay, I'm going to put down for show notes.
Yeah.
Abina.
Yeah.
So Vivian, thank you for coming.
Oh,
thank you for giving me your time.
Sure.
Really appreciate. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
All right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
And that's our show for this week. Hope you enjoyed the conversation with Vivian. If you are yet to subscribe, Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you get your podcasts, this podcast is available on various platforms. Then please follow the CU Alumni Hangout on Clubhouse. And with that, catch you on the next one. Have a great week ahead.